Before I go into this video, I want to say this. If you speak truth, but you don't have a lot of support, keep speaking truth. Because the enemy only supports chaos. Because in chaos is where he makes his money. On my YouTube channel, I don't even have a big platform yet. They play with my views. One day I got 26 views, 44 views, and then the next day I have 26. This goes back to an enemy that you can't see. All they have to do is just press a button. Is that gonna stop me from speaking truth? Absolutely not. It's only gonna increase my value of speaking truth. And the video that they targeted was white privilege, corruption. And in that video, I just spoke the truth. But when it come down to chaos videos, us going against each other, look at the views that they get. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful, I bear witness that Allah is one. Somebody asked me a question, and the question was this: why do I stand with a people, my people, who kill each other? They won't stand up for each other, and they don't practice any form of unity. And my answer was this: my people is special. Why wouldn't I stand for my people, regardless of their condition? Not to stand for my people is unacceptable and uncivilized. I stand with a people, a race that you can't destroy. As a matter of fact, it's impossible to destroy the black man and black woman. What race do you know that have been through what we have been through and continue to go through and has survived and still exist? My people is the definition of power, toughness, and greatness. Allah, Akbar. Allah is indeed the greatest. Our history is dedicated to represent our greatness. Our history is something that can never be destroyed. It can be hidden from us, but it can never be destroyed. And once you find your authentic history, you will discover how great we are as a people. The Sphinx represents our greatness. The Sphinx is a lion's body with the head of a black man. Now we know that the lion is indeed the king of the jungle. However, the black man is the king of civilization. Facts. We are a great people who was born out of the mind of our originator, who is Allah. When you realize how great we are as a people, how can you pollute God's house? The enemy put a destructive tool, drugs, in our community to keep us distracted from finding our true greatness, from finding our purpose. Now, I'm not going to be a hypocrite and condemn anyone that smokes or drinks, because when I was younger, I smoked and I drank. But smoking and drinking was not for me. Just because your father, your uncle, your mother engaged in destructive things that was against their health doesn't justify you doing it. See, our generation that comes after us supposed to do better than us. And our responsibility is to guide them to greatness, not to marijuana, not to alcohol, not to crime. That's the responsibility of an older brother or sister. And if you find anybody not doing that, that's a person who have aged, who shows the sign of aging, and also has gray hair, but their minds are still as children. And they still think as children. Because a mature adult is going to see the necessity to live. And to live is to follow the guidelines and structure of God. It's not being weak following the right thing. It's actually showing resistance of not accepting this evil world and adopting the evil practices of this world. When you resist and fight to do what's right, that shows a high level of strength, character, endurance, and a strong will in you. Drugs is something that we have to gain control of. And if you are in that situation where you have an addiction, but you think you don't. Like some people might say, well, I only drink occasionally. I drink when I get off work, but I drink in the house. That's the only time I drink. But this person drinks every time they get off work. And they do it all week. But they justify it because I'm doing it in the house and I'm only doing it when I get off work. That's still an alcoholic problem because you are overindulging in that alcohol. And some people might say, I'm not addicted to marijuana, but they smoke every single day. And when they don't have it, they are a different person. So that bears witness that you have an addiction that you have to get control of, because anybody who have an addiction like that, they don't really have no money. Their money goes to the enemy. There's certain things that if you want to succeed in life, but if you don't, this video is not for you. If you want to keep continuing to do what you're doing without no proof or no results, then you keep on doing just that, because that's just you. But if we want to succeed in life and live, not survive, but live, then we have to get control of those habits and get control of our life. And we'll find out, man, my purpose is bigger than me. And once you realize that, you will protect that with your life. Because at that point, you have found the Sphinx. You have found your greatness. All praises belongs to Allah. I was born for this. I was born to stand for my people. Facts. I was born to do this. I thank Allah. I thank him for all of my experience. For the feds, everything. Going to prison, everything. Because you know what? This made me who I am today. And I know when you deal with the body of Satan, the head is the White House. The prison system is the belly of Satan. And some of us get digested in the system and come out homosexual. That's a person that has been digested out of the system with defects. And what they call that is germ warfare. They kill us with the water, with chemicals. They call that chemical warfare. With the food, it's chemicals. Chemical warfare. Killing all means necessary. So why wouldn't we stand with each other when we have no other option but to? Which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? The black man wasn't born as a coward. The black man wasn't born ignorant. The black man was born naturally to unite with his people. Facts. But all these distractions in our community bears witness to the enemy striving every day to keep us all disunited and distracted from us realizing who we are. Because once we realize who we are, that's a power, like I say, that only God can control. In that order. We got all these, like when the coronavirus came out. I want to just touch on this right quick. When the coronavirus came out and you went on YouTube, it was more inspiration. It was more inspirational videos. It was stuff that, it was how to teach. That's how I learned how to build business credit. It was positive things on there that gave you hope, that gave you, you know, it gave you hope to it's gonna be a better day, because I was affected with the coronavirus to the point where it tried to consume me. But Allah gave me a strong will to fight against anything that tries to kill the house that God gave me. And I will protect that with my life. And protecting the house that God gave you is simply eating right, drinking water, getting sun, which is your vitamin C and vitamin D. It's one of them, but I know for a fact it's vitamins that you get from the sun. We are citizens to this universe, and we must get our life from this universe. And when the coronavirus came out, you go on YouTube, you get some inspiration. Now, when you go on YouTube, you got us condemning each other, chaos. You got us destroying each other. That's going to ultimately lead to violence. And you got us that's being used as agents to foster this chaos. Because chaos amongst us only goes one way: death. If somebody don't intervene in that situation, it can result into somebody getting hurt or possibly killed. So we have took YouTube and turned it into a shit show. So now when you go on YouTube, it's always somebody up there talking about somebody else. The enemy do it, and we do it to ourselves. You got Charleston White, who always pick out Minister Farrakhan. You're not even in Minister Farrakhan's league, chump, to even mention his name. Hoe ass nigga. And I don't mean to cuss, but you're not even in his league to even mention his name. You mentioning Prince, the boxing promoter. What's the brother's name, man, who promoted Floyd Mayweather? Prince. I'm gonna put it up here, you know what I'm saying? I may be mentioning his name wrong, but I'm gonna put it up here when I finish this video. But he's a black promoter, and Charleston White is trying to condemn him. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to, and he condemns a lot of brothers. You know what I'm saying? He condemns a lot of brothers. But this is Charleston White is a brother who has a security team of the FBI is the security team. They're the ones that protects him. So if this government was correct, then would somebody be on that security team say, hey man, why are you condemning your people like that, man? You know you can start some unnecessary. No, they want drama amongst us. They want killings amongst us, because at the end of the day, when we kill each other, who get paid? The more. When we go to prison, who reap the benefits? The prison investors. But who lose? us. You got Charleston White talking about all these brothers, man. And then if you if you a thorough brother, if you thorough, then why would you even entertain something coming from a snake? Why would you even entertain something that's not even real? You're not even in a league to talk about Minister Farrakhan, brother. And Minister Farrakhan is so humble as a spirit of Allah. I heard BNX say that when they did an interview about this, that Minister Farrakhan say he will be a great one amongst us one day. I don't have the heart of our leader, brother. I got the heart to destroy anything that comes up against my leader. In that order. And I'm not faking at all whatsoever. It's certain things you don't play with. It's certain things, certain people you don't play with. Especially when somebody is going out, doing the best that they possibly can to resurrect us and put us on the right path. You got Minister Farrakhan, they say, man, why is so much crime in Chicago? You know why is so much crime in Chicago? Because you got Minister Farrakhan, they're going to make that be the #1 spot where crime is, to make Minister Farrakhan seems as if he's not doing anything. See, it's one thing about this government. He works against us, and he works against us through our own people. And he also works against our own people through their ignorance. So yes, Minister Farrakhan is in Chicago. That's Maz #2. Yes, it's still crime in Chicago. You know why? Because the enemy works overtime with his informants. He works overtime to keep drugs and violence, keep chaos going on in our community. But it's one thing about it. People who know the truth and know this enemy knows you just doing what you was born to do. Deceive, cheat, kill, rob, and steal. That's your description as a human being internationally. So yes, it's crime where the Nation of Islam is. Yes, it's crime where Minister Farrakhan is. But I asked a question. Minister Farrakhan can't be responsible for everyone. We all gotta assume some type of responsibility to take control of our own actions. Minister Farrakhan not telling you to go kill your brother. He's telling you to love your brother. But your enemy is telling you, kill that nigga. I'm gonna put drugs in the community, give you power, give you guns without no education. What you think you're gonna do? Kill your own people. And then you have people like Charleston White, man. Man, you ain't nobody for real, man. You know what I'm saying? And people need to stop supporting your channel because you ain't nothing but an instrument that's used by the government. And then if you look at this chump, he only speak about his own people. But I never not once heard you, house nigga, porch nigga. I never not heard you say, damn, the president that we got, Donald Trump, the president that we had, this man incited a riot in Washington, D.C. that the world can go back on YouTube and see. He incited that riot. We incited a riot in prison and was punished. We was beat. And his brothers that did time with me can bear witness to this. the president, Donald Trump, incited a riot because he couldn't take failure or to lose. So he resulted in instigating the people, and they went to Washington, D.C., and they rioted at the White House. If that was black people, if that was my people that initiated a riot, if Obama would have initiated a riot and we all went up there and attacked the White House and went inside of the White House and attacked, we wouldn't have never made it to the grass. We wouldn't have never made it to the White House because they would have had their U.S. money, they would have had the military out there to slaughter us on sight if we come any further to that White House. You have planes that can come only so far. And if they come down too low, they are automatically shot out the air. So they could have defended that White House, but that was their people who attacked. It was white people who attacked, and they wasn't going to kill their own people. But if that was us, we would have been slaughtered at wholesale prices. And this is the same president that was re-elected in the White House. I'm not concerned about you freeing J. Edgar Hoover. All praise due to Allah, our brother is about to be set free. But there's one thing about this enemy, you know power. And you know it's a lot of people that's connected to that brother to this day. That's power. So you will use him as a form to live inside of our ignorant people, to make it seem like you are doing something for our people. And then when you look at all the people that Donald Trump let go out of prison, you look them up. Because I was in there. You look them up and say, okay, is he really doing something? Man, them people he let go, man, they shouldn't even been in there. But what about them serious crimes when people got serious time that's false? What about them revolutionaries that got serious time, but the allegations and the charges is false? What about the brothers that's doing time right now that have been framed, railroad, doing time? What about freeing them? Why be selective? This is things that the coward, Charleston White, don't speak about. He's busy creating views and likes off of chaos, condemning our people. And I'm not attacking you, brother, to get views or likes. I just don't like brothers like you who condemn their own people. I just didn't join the Nation of Islam at all. My life is the nation. And there's one thing I have never heard Minister Farrakhan do is to condemn his people. Even when he heard the statements, because I know the leader done heard it, Ben X addressed it. For that brother to say you will be a good person one day shows the integrity and the love that Minister Farrakhan has, the deep, sincere, genuine love that he has for his people, for us, in spite of what you said, Negro. You got some FOIs, we don't have the leader's heart. We got the heart of death angels to protect and honor God's people. We don't kill our people senselessly or degrade them for a laugh and a like, and get paid off of killing our people. And then when you get this person behind closed doors, oh man, I was just, man, this is how I just have fun. Man, this is what I do, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't take that stuff serious. Man, you know, this is just what I'm doing, man. I'm just trying to get money, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mean no harm by what I do. Hypocrite. I remember a brother told me one time, hypocrite. He said that when a brother say something that he know he intentionally said, but then he don't stand up to what he said or try to water it down what he said, that's a form of passive aggression. But you can make a person think that I wasn't talking about you, or I didn't mean it like this, but what does the other people believe? So when you saying certain things about, the brother name is Jay Prince. Jay Prince, I want to make sure I get that name right, because I've been watching that brother for a while. You know what I'm saying? This is when you do videos, you forget certain things, man. I had to spare the moment, but this is a brother that first funded Floyd when he first started boxing. You know what I'm saying? He gave Floyd a few million dollars, you know what I'm saying, and started him off, you know what I'm saying, and they became friends from that, you know what I'm saying? He's a good brother. He's a solid brother, though, for real. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Charleston White speaks down on the brother, you know, and even though I know the brother probably heard the video and probably, man, the hell with that dude, man, let's meet up. Because that's what a man gonna do. He's gonna meet up. He's gonna meet you. You know, and I'm gonna just say this. Mean what you say and say what you mean. But when you put certain things out there into the universe, you can't take it back. And you never know how those seeds are being planted in the hearts of our people. You may have a lot of ignorant people who hate Minister Farrakhan out of ignorance, but you got so many people that love Minister Farrakhan. They love him. And what you love, you will die for if we are aggressed against. Your leniency is don't aggress. But if you do, Allah is the greatest. The Nation of Islam don't produce cowards. The Nation of Islam produce men of integrity and character. Life is not a game. This is real. And when you slaughter a person's character, and even if it's a lie, you got so many people out here that's so shitty that they'll sit there and look at something that you know is a damn lie because they don't have no faith in themselves. They'll believe this and start spreading this gossip as if it's true, with the help in hands of a house nigga like Charleston White. Even what you said about Minister Farrakhan, that brother still had the heart to, because you speak reckless, brother. You speak like a woman, man. Even what you said about our leader, he still pardoned you and gave you mercy and grace. That's a very humble man, but that's a very dangerous man. In that order, house, nigga. But you have those that love the work, the dedication, the devotion, the duty of our leader, of what he have done for us. I used to stutter, nigga. I used to stutter. And it's from the study guide. And my brother give me words a day that I study and recondition my mind, where I overcame stuttering by reading self-improvement, the basis for community development. It was from our leader, nigga. From our leader that he have changed black men that the system couldn't change, that psychiatrists couldn't change. But the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the most honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan changed them with a system of knowledge and love. Allahu Akbar. I was born for this. I was born to bring out my purpose that will live beyond my physical existence. Which of the boundaries of your Lord will you deny? I love my people unconditionally. I don't care what condition that we are in, because before I leave, I'm gonna say this. I know that we are a race that you can't destroy. As a matter of fact, it is impossible to destroy the black man and black woman. Impossible. Your brother, Kabir Legend Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.